What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Gerald here with you, 2Ps. I watched a movie. I come out here into the garage and I react way too quickly by giving you my rapid reaction movie review. Today, we're going to be talking about a Shudder original. Anytime I get a chance to see a indie or a new horror movie, especially in the comfort of my home, I'm very excited to talk about it. And there's been a lot of hubbub online, even amongst friends of mine and on Twitter, about this new kind of sci-fi horror film on Shudder called Fried Berry. I will say one thing, it lives up to its name. Let's talk about the Shudder original horror film, Fried Berry. Barry is a drug-addled, abusive bastard who, after yet another bender, is abducted by aliens. Barry takes a back seat as an alien visitor assumes control of his body and takes it for a joyride through Cape Town. What follows is an onslaught of drugs, sex, and violence as our alien tourist enters the weird and wonderful world of humankind. Guys, that's the synopsis from Letterboxd. Fried Berry is directed by Ryan Kruger and it stars Gary Green in the titular role of Barry. This film, pardon my French, is a mind fuck. It is a ride, man. So this film reminded me a little bit of Harmony Korine, who is a filmmaker that I love. He's done movies like Spring Breakers. A couple years ago, he did a film that was one of my favorites of 2019 called The Beach Bum. And it had that kind of feel to it where it was a type of filmmaking that was very in your face, very unapologetic. Kruger just kind of filmed his vision here. And Gary Green, who's playing Barry in the film, the first quarter of the film, he's just this drug addict who is kind of down on his luck. He has a girlfriend and a kid with this lady, or at least that's what the presumption is. And we kind of get to see him as a struggling family man who kind of knows he wants to do better, but he just can't because he's hooked on drugs. And then after that first 20 minutes or so, he gets abducted by this alien who takes over his body. I'm going to keep this spoiler free. I'm not going to give it away any of the holy shit moments that you'll see if you watch this movie. And this is a quick kind of rapid reaction review. So I just watched it. It is a interesting watch. It's one of those movies that really takes your breath away. I'm at a loss for words on how to even describe it. If you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of sci-fi, and definitely if you're a fan of just those kind of mind-bending, what the fuck did I just watch movies, then check out Fried Berry. There's moments in the film that are out of place and they seem a little gratuitous in nature. There's a lot of shock value in this movie. A lot of scenes that you watch and kind of scratch your head afterwards. Did that really just happen? Did he really do that? Did she really do that? And you kind of question it throughout the movie in that regard. Some of the more tender moments in the film that were, like I mentioned before, a little out of place, but felt a little more down to earth, which is ironic because it was when the alien was inhabiting his body. But the alien just kind of is learning about humankind, is learning about humanity. So there's different things that this alien is faced with in the body of Barry that we see on an everyday basis and we take for granted or we don't pay enough attention to it. There's a moment when the alien is inside Barry and he goes grocery shopping, for example, with his significant other, the woman that plays his girlfriend in the film. And it's just funny to see this alien in the grocery store. He goes up to this guy who's giving these cheese samples. And there's a whole scene of extreme close-ups of him and the cheese sample guy on the cheese aisle in the grocery store. A lot of weird things like that. And then there's, like I said, there's a lot of quote-unquote horrific scenes as well with gratuitous violence and things of a gratuitous kind of horror-centric nature. This film is not going to be for everyone, okay? But I will tell you, it was kind of for me. I have a lot of friends that were like, WTF, this movie was not good. I actually enjoyed my time with it for what it is. And what it is trying to be is a shock-filled horror sci-fi that really questions humanity. It questions humankind, and it kind of flips the script in that way. So it puts us in the perspective of the alien, right? And we're seeing these things that we see on a daily basis, or that we hear about in the news on a daily basis. But what if somebody, it was completely foreign to someone, especially in America, and they come here and they see these things for the first time, like green, like brand new, almost like if a baby was able to advance their mind and see things in a light from an adult point of view. It's like that in a way, because this alien comes to Earth and immediately starts seeing these things that are taking place in our world. And they are so alien themselves, and they're so foreign themselves, yet we take them for granted because we're so used to them. So Fried Berry is a shocking movie that is going to make some squeamish. It's hard to watch at times. I absolutely 100% respect Ryan Coogler's direction of this film. That's probably my favorite thing about it, is that he just made his movie. He just made this film. You know, I mentioned the similarities to Corinne, for example, but he just made this film that was shot very beautifully. I love the score in it. I love the cinematography. I love the extreme close-ups and cutaways that Coogler uses. And Gary Green is phenomenal in this role too. Just almost looks like an alien, this guy. He's he stands out. He stands out, and it was a great casting choice. Whoever casted Green for this role did a great job. So Fried Berry, I'm kind of mixed on. I know I'm kind of giving a love fest for it because I've seen it getting a lot of hate in other places, and it is not perfect. It's definitely not for everyone. The only people I would recommend to go look this movie up on Shudder are horror fiends, horror fanatics like me. If you're a horror fanatic, if you love to see kind of something new and something like holy shit in your face, then Fried Berry is probably going to be a good choice for you. But just be prepared. It's hard to watch at times, and it's definitely a acquired watch. I enjoyed it. It has a lot of flaws from a cinematic movie perspective, but I enjoyed my time with it. And it's one of the more brazen Shudder original movies that I've seen, probably since The Beach House last year, which everyone that follows me knows that I love The Beach House, which was a Shudder original in 2020. So Fried Berry, I'm going to give a 2.5 out of 5, 2.5 stars. There you see my letterbox. Also, make sure you guys follow me over there. Comment below, have you seen Fried Berry? What did you think of it? That was a spoiler-free review. I didn't get into some of the crazy shit that happens in Fried Berry. But what did you think about it? Hit me in the comments. And of course, please make sure you subscribe. I do these rapid movie reviews whenever I see a new release. I do trailer reactions. I record live recordings of my podcast. I do all kinds of stuff. So I hope you guys come back and see me next time in the garage. Take care.